Hi, welcome to Greater Restoration and our charity drive for the year of 2021. We made it, y'all. We fucking made it.
Barely.
And as you know, any donations tonight will be benefiting the Trevor Project. And so me and these lovely folks will be playing Monster of the Week. I am your GM for tonight, Keith. And with me are, let's start with Celine.
Hi, I'm Celine. I'm a Twitch variety streamer, tabletop RPG lover, and former LARPer. Don't hold it against me.
Judged.
Yeah. I'm going to be playing Alexandra Lexi Cross. For those of you familiar with Monster of the Week, she's a spooky. And I'm super excited to be here playing Monster of the Week with this great group of people for the Trevor Project.
Thank you. And then we have Janine.
Hi, my name is Janine. I play Dungeons and Dragons on Total Party Chill on Sundays with Keith and Nate. Sorry, I'm like, who's this other person? Oh no, now I'm out of focus.
There you go. There you go.
Okay. This is my second time around with the Greater Restoration crew. Really excited to be back. Again, obviously everyone knows we're raising money for a great cause, so excited to do that. I also have my channel is Blips, Chits, and Thorn Whips. We are a work in progress for my cooking show. But yeah, other than that, I just hang around with the TPC crew and, like to do charity streams whenever I have the time. So follow me on Twitter.
Nice.
Or on Instagram at Black AF Community Bake Sale. I will put that in our chat and show some support.
There we go. And then we have Strike.
Hi, I'm Strike Red Kite. I do moderation all over Twitch for a bunch of different channels, and I currently DM a every other Sunday game of Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition. The Sunday Brunch Club does Utharian Legends over on the Chaotic Tiefling ATL channel. We do that. Our next game is the 2nd, so it'll be the week after tomorrow. And it's a D&D game in a homebrew world with a great cast.
Nice. And then we have Nate.
Hi, my name's Nate. Some of our TPC fans out there will know me in one way or another as Elsewhere. And typically you can find me on Sundays with Keith and Janine, playing alongside the TPC crew. Right now we're playing a game that is Stranded in Strahd. Imagine playing in the world of Strahd, but Jumanjiing the hell out of it. It's awful and terrifying. Come and check that out. And then typically we run homebrew 5e campaigns, so we have a new one coming up soon. Keep an eye out for that. But today I will be playing along with this lovely group of people a little bit of Monster of the Week. I will be Gideon, and Gideon is an old grumpy professional hunter. You'll get to know him a little bit more later, but very happy to be here.
Nice. Well, let's do John before we go back.
Oh, thank you. Hi, I'm John. I normally play on Under the Table with Keith, which is also on Total Party Chill. But tonight I will be playing Alan Aglibal, who is basically the expert. If you know the game, he plays the expert book, and he has a magic briefcase that gives you whatever, whenever you need.
Nice. Let's talk about Tamiel, who is Janine's character.
Hi, as a professional streamer, semi-professional, I always forget what exactly I'm supposed to be talking about when I introduce myself. So, Tamiel is playing the Divine playbook, and she's a little bit of a mystery wrapped up inside of Enigma, wrapped up inside of I'm just here to help you guys out, I'm just it's all part of the plan. It's all part of their plan.
There you go. And let's talk about Scott a little bit.
Well, Scott is a werewolf, but a fairly new one. He just recently changed, so he's still getting the hang of all of the wolfy things he needs to do.
Nice, nice. All of you are TAs or RAs in the Miskatonic University of Illinois, which is situated on Goose Island in the middle of the Chicago River in Chicago itself. And all of you have some sort of supernatural background, whether that supernaturalness is innate or something that you are just accustomed to. You have been tapped by the university itself to head a sort of, I guess, a mediation group / investigation force that tries to smooth the waters, so to speak, within the supernatural community of Chicago and the mundane community. So, for example, if separate werewolf packs have a dispute, they will come to the university to get some sort of mediation, because there are a bunch of cross family ties up in there. So I believe right now it's the day after St. Patrick's Day. So I imagine everyone is a little bit hungover. The Chicago River is still slightly green.
It's always green.
Well,
Yeah,
you know
it's
that
just not
green.
as bright green, but yeah.
Exactly. It's not that radioactive green that the city usually dyes it for the holiday. How's everyone doing? Are we all sporting some hangover situation?
Scott's not, as he doesn't generally drink. His father doesn't drink, and so he's just kind of picked up on that habit. But he does indulge in the standard Chicagoan, if we can dye the river green one day a year, we can't dye it blue the rest of the time.
Nice.
Lexi is definitely sporting a little bit of the St. Patrick's Day sickness. Oh, St. Patrick's Day flu.
Nice.
Tamiel has a liver and a kidney of. Tamiel is me. She's got a liver of steel. She's fine. Like, she woke up a little early and was like, "Oh no, hangover," and then went back to sleep for 2 hours and was like, "Okay, this is fine."
That's
It's
how you
fine.
do
It's
it.
all fine.
Gideon is old and doesn't care anymore. He's sort of just. You can never really tell if he's drinking or not. Typically people don't get that close to him anyway, so it's easy for him to keep it
Aw.
a secret. He likes it that way. Don't worry about it.
I do think Alan is sporting a pretty heavy hangover. Went out with the crew and just lost track of time and drinks.
Nice. And where do you guys usually hang out? In the University Union, in the
Probably in one of the
cafe? Yeah.
the labs, actually.
Yeah.
Nice. Then I think everyone is there when Scott's phone starts to ring. And you answer it, and it's one of your sisters. She sounds very, very worried, but she's trying to mask it. She's trying to appear calm, but you can tell because you're her brother. But she says, Scott, there is there's a situation near the waterfront. Can you please come over? It's kind of scary and it's kind of bad.
Yeah, sure, Veronica, I'm on my way.
Nice.
What's the address?
And then she sends you like a Google Maps link.
Perfect.
And y'all follow it to go to see, what's it called? The Northwater Apartments. These are pretty close to the junction between the Chicago River and Lake Michigan, and they're a fairly nice set of towers. I believe that they were completed fairly recently. The lobby is like 2 stories. It's got that. It's got marble on one of the walls, and they've cut it so thin that you can see the light projecting onto it from the other side. It's very fancy, but kind of coldly so. So once y'all make it to the top floor of this apartment building, it's got a bunch of fountains and some planters and some like chairs, outdoor chairs, and other sorts of furniture. You can see that Veronica has been part of a sort of a party, sort of like a hair, quote unquote, like hair of the dog. Apologies, you're a werewolf. Apologies. Sort of party where a bunch of friends just, drink the rest of the day away. Unfortunately, one of their member is lying prone on some of the grass in the gardens on this rooftop here. And most of the other members are close to the elevator, and a lot of them look very scared. But Veronica is next to the body, though she is standing next to it, not crouching. What do you guys do?
Veronica, is that a corpse?
She's still breathing. I don't know what happened. We don't tell Mom, but we kind of laced some of this booze with just a little bit of silver, and maybe that's what it is. Can you help?
I mean, probably. We can see what's going on. Why don't... No, never mind. I don't want to know why. Scott will go over and feel for a pulse and try and get a feel for just how bad off this person is.
Nice. Then I think that we will have to do the first roll of the night. I think this is investigating a mystery.
Okay.
Which says when you investigate a mystery, roll plus sharp.
Okay, I can do that.
While that's going on, Lexi kind of leans over to Gideon and goes, Doesn't silver like hurt them?
And then Gideon kind of looks over and is like, yeah, it's definitely not the smartest thing I've ever seen a group of people do. Don't know why they thought that'd be a good move, but yeah.
Gotcha.
Kids
What do you
these
got
days,
for that?
am I right? As she looks around the room trying to find, just a sip of liquor. Sorry, I'm bleeding my own personality into this too much. Hold on.
What'd you roll, Scott?
I got a 10.
Nice. So when you investigate a mystery on a 10+, you can ask any of these 2 questions. What happened here? What sort of creature is it? What can it do? What can hurt it? Where did it go? What was it going to do? What is being concealed here?
I'd like to know what sort of creature this is, just to make sure that I know what we're dealing with.
So what are you doing to try to figure this out? Are you moving
Scott's gonna be sniffing to try and get an idea of what sort of creature this is. Werewolves at least tend to have a fairly noticeable aroma to them that smells like dog, and other creatures less so. So at least if it's a werewolf, I know what we're dealing with.
Yeah, you get the instant pungent smell of werewolf coming from this unconscious woman. And you also get kind of a whiff of the lake. It's got like this almost I don't want to say briny scent, but like this wet sort of like nature scent to it. But I want to point out that this woman is not wet at all. She is fully dry.
Ugh, wet dog. It's gross.
Odd. Veronica, were you messing with spirits or something? Did you guys do something with the lake last night?
She says, "No, we were at the. I mean, I guess we were at the waterfront getting trashed. I sent you a text. I thought you wanted to join us."
I was going to, but I got... Look, Outriders came out, and I'm trying to get to World State 8.
All right, that's fine.
So, what is...
You get one more question here that you can ask.
What is being concealed here?
I think as you're kind of checking up more on this woman, I think her name is Sarah. As you're kind of checking her body a little bit more thoroughly, you notice something strange with her shadow. She's kind of lying on her back, and you move her so she's lying on her side, and you see that half of her shadow is completely missing.
Like, bisected down the middle, or...
Bisected down the middle, but not in a clean straight line. It's almost as if bites have been taken out of her shadow.
Well, I don't know exactly what does that, but that can't possibly be good.
Everyone sees this, and your sister stifles a gasp.
Was there anybody at your party last night, Ronnie, that you didn't know?
No, it was mostly these other werewolves over here. She like nods her head towards the elevator. Do you think one of them did it?
I don't know of anything that our kind can do that would attack a shadow that way. I don't think it was a wolf, but I don't have a clue what it is.
And as you're doing this conversation, what is there anyone else doing something?
Yeah, Gideon kind of walks over and crouches and takes a look at Sarah's body on the ground there.
Mm.
And I want to take a look at like one of the sections of the shadow that are like bitten off, and I want to try to touch the corresponding body part to see if it feels different or if there's anything strange about it.
Okay, then I think this is investigating a mystery.
Let's do it.
Roll plus sharp.
I got 8, which is a mixed success.
So you get to ask one question.
Sorry, let me pull that up real quick.
What happened here? What sort of creature is it? What can it do? What can hurt it? Where did it go? What was it going to do? What is being concealed here?
I guess I'll probably go with... what can it do?
Mm-hmm.
Just to see how it affected the body or affected this person.
You touch her skin, you touch Sarah's skin, and it feels It kind of feels like touching kelp, sea kelp, like slippery, like a little bit wet. And but when your hand gets to that point, when the shadow of your hand gets to that point on her body, part of your shadow starts moving into the empty space left behind. It's not like a rush. It's just like it's like a weird eddies of smoke, or just tendrils of smoke, like getting drawn towards those empty spaces.
So it's like my shadow is trying to fill it in a little bit, but it's not quite filling it in.
Right. And as you notice this happening, you kind of get this this weird feeling in your chest, like someone's trying to like press down on it.
I'm gonna pull my hand away and back up a little bit, and then turn to Scott and his sister and just like, this has nothing to do with the silver. But while we're here, why were you drinking silver?
I mean, it's a really good high for a werewolf.
And then Gideon stands up and just kind of like shakes his head and is like, yeah, I guess I get it. And then turns back to Lexi. And Alan's like, have you ever seen anything like that? Do you see how the shadow was affected when my shadow interacted with it? I've never seen anything like that before.
Nope. That's weird.
Keith, would a salve or any kind of magical good be available to help repair the shadow that anyone would know of? Or is this...
You tell me. You're the expert, right?
I think it would be kind of interesting if you could heal the shadow a little bit over time. And I'd like to roll preparedness to see if I have some of the salve.
Okay, sure.
I got a 7. I have it, but it's not here, and it'll take some time to get.
Mm-hmm. I think the limiting factor here, Alan, is that you know that you have to take a little bit of shadow from a bunch of people, because if you take the same amount from one person, then they would be in that state, and so it would just like pass around the herd, basically. So you know how to make it, but you'll have to spend a lot of time gathering different people's shadows.
Yeah, I have seen this before, just one time, and there's a way to fix it, but we can't do it quickly. We have to do it very slowly. We have to graph our shadows into theirs, and I'd rather not rip too much of yours away to fix theirs.
Yep. So sorry, you're going to remove shadows, Alan? That's the thing?
Yeah, so you have to be very careful about how you do it so you don't suck the whole thing out. Otherwise, you're just where this person is. But you scrape it away like butter, and you put it on the new toast, and then you put the toast in their shadow, and then they're repaired.
Poetic as always. I think we should also... Alan's amazing. We should probably prioritize getting the silver out of her system too. I'm sure that's not making things any easier.
Does anyone know how to do that?
So while this is going on, Lexi wants to use telepathy to see if she can wake the person up.
Okay, sure. I think that might be that might be acting under pressure. When you act under pressure, roll plus cool, because I imagine telepathy might be sort of like a conversation, right? And to just like try to yell at this person in that sort of mental space that you might attract other things.
Before you do that, I think Tamiel would like to try and sense if whatever was affecting this person is still there before you reach out
Well,
and end up.
so she's not telling anybody she's doing it. Basically, like all the conversation is going on. She's just gonna start playing with her jewelry, and just kind of like losing that kind of focus and just do the thing. So unless you interrupt her,
Go
like, she's
for
just
it.
kind of doing it.
What'd you get?
Yes, a 5.
Nice.
I love when things fail.
Look at all that.
Yeah, you do mark XP. So you kind of make this loud ruckus in the sort of like psychic channel over here. Anyone else in the party might be able to hear it if they're attuned in that same way. But as you do,
I hear it. There's a focused pinpoint on as soon as you do it. There's like a focused pinpoint in my head, and I'm just like,
and
So like, so what you hear, by the way, basically is Lexi going, "Hey, Sarah, what the f? Can you get up?"
poke, poke.
Like,
and you're just not getting anything back. It's like she's completely asleep. You've encountered this sort of reaction before, but only in people who are, for example, in a coma, or people who are very deep in some sort of like arcane ritual. But the downside here is that Gideon, you get a phone call from the dean of the university, and when you answer, she says, "Gideon, get the rest of your crew together. We have a situation near the First United Methodist Church near the center of the city. Someone's been found passed out in front of the church. Normally, I'd give this to the police, maybe send them to the drunk tank or whatnot. But there seems to be something strange with their shadow."
Interesting. We have a similar situation going on over here as well.
Really?
Yeah, Alan seems to have an idea of how this can be fixed, but it apparently requires some sort of surgical grafting of shadows. I'm not familiar with it. And then I like look over awkwardly at Alan, like,
Remember the butter.
it's like never mind. I think we have an idea. I don't have a good analogy for it. Alan, of course, would, but he's busy at the moment. But okay, we'll head over and see what we can figure out.
All right. And she hangs up.
So I turn back to everyone else and go, we have another one over at the First United Methodist Church. It sounds like a similar situation. Dean just reported to us that we're supposed to go check it out.
Is that the church down on Washington?
Mhm.
Yep, that's the one.
Oh, great. It's right in the middle of the museum campus.
True.
We better get moving or they're going to notice something is awry.
Before you guys leave, Tamiel, did you want to do something here?
Yeah,
this
I'm
one.
gonna investigate a mystery
Nice.
and see
How are you
what
doing?
like. So, they're focusing. Well, I'm focusing on kind of the silence following the like. You know when someone drops something in like an echoey room, and then there's just like a after.
Mhm.
So they're focusing in on that to see if kind of like a similar to like an echolocation situation in
Okay.
there. So I think I roll
Plus
Plus-
sharp.
plus sharp. 1, right? Submit. So mixed success.
Okay.
An 8.
Then you get to ask one question here.
What kind of creature is it?
I think that as you are kind of focusing on the psychic space after this this shout, you hear you kind of hear the rush of water, as if this shout by Alexi has kind of rippled across like some sort of I don't know, body of water, like a pond or something. And because you're kind of focusing on this sort of spectrum, you get the impression of fins brushing against your ears, and kind of like the movement of bubbles underwater.
What does the symphony say? You know, the one in my head. What is this chorus of screaming gulls and bubbles?
They don't really recognize it as anything evil. They don't really comment on it.
And as they kind of like stare off into the corner above, because they're about to speak to Celine. Did you get the feeling of fish?
The feeling of fish? No.
It's a fish.
No, I just kind of screamed out into the void trying to wake her up.
There's a fish in
I didn't
there.
get anything back. There's a what?
A fish.
In there. And she points to the body.
Oh,
And-
just to clarify, sorry, Temiel. This was more of an echo than something tangible that you can sense right now.
That's fine. They're still like wide-eyed and like staring up and like kind of doing the back and forth between the body and Celine.
Mm-hmm.
Something's fishy. And then they get up and they're like, well, I guess church it is. My favorite.
Should
So
we
did-
bring
did
should we
the-
bring Sarah with us?
Yeah.
Can we get her back to the university laboratory? I have some students that are working and could maybe help take care of them.
I will use my angel's wings.
What does that do, Temiel?
You can instantly go anywhere you've been before or to a person you know well. When you carry 1 or 2 people with you, roll weird.
Then please roll plus weird.
Let's see if this goes well. Yes, thank God.
What'd
Out
you
of
got?
10.
Nice.
So
And what? Yeah.
on a 10 plus, you all go where you wanted. But like when Alan asks, Tamiel's like, yeah, I got it, and just kind of grabs Sarah like around the neck, like but still on the ground. And everyone else is just standing still in the apartment with
So you make it back to the university. I imagine that everyone else in the crew starts making your way over to the church, And I will say here, because you got a 10, Tamiel, that you can just use the same ability to meet back up with them.
No.
Get there. Oh, okay.
I'm like, you bitches can walk home.
Oh no, I meant that once you drop off the body, you can go meet up with them after that.
Oh, at the church. Okay,
Yeah,
never mind.
yeah.
I was like,
Sorry.
wait, no, they're coming here, right?
Keith, I have a question. So my the expert gets a haven as part of their kit, and you're allowed to pick certain attributes. I've chosen the infirmary, and the reason I wanted this person to be brought back is that I want them to tell me what happened a little bit. So part of the goal of this is that we can heal Sarah in space. I have to negotiate with you how long that will take, and if I need any extra supplies. So, do you think the university research medical labs would have the resources to be able to treat this?
That is a really good question. Roll act under pressure here.
I'm gonna use. I've read about this sort of thing, which is an ability of the expert where I can roll plus sharp instead of plus cool.
Nice. Yeah, and I imagine that you have maybe just like taken your bike back to the university to kind of meet up with Tamiel in your infirmary. What'd you get?
14.
Wow. Okay. So in this case, yes, you have the supplies, and you can do this. So let's kind of leave you there for the moment. You're kind of like mixing together these fragments of shadows that you've somehow collected before this particular incident. Let's not. I mean, if you want to talk about like how you got that, right? Yeah. And let's go to the church and see what everyone's doing as y'all roll up in a hearse. Was it, Gideon?
Yeah, it's a slick vintage black hearse with a purple velvet interior.
Very classy.
It's very subtle.
I just, you know that like page of text that's like, and then the necromancer asked the warlock for a head for a skull, and suddenly it's like, where'd you get that skull? Don't worry about it.
Nice. Are you there as well, Tamiel, or are you helping Alan in the infirmary?
I think I'm helping Alan in the infirmary, and
Okay.
that's exactly the interaction that happens. I'm like, we'll meet up with them later, but while we're here, do you want to talk about how why I thought you said this was going to take a long time?
I have some supplies I kept back, just in case something like this were to happen.
The supplies are shadows in this case. Let's cut back to the church. Gideon, Lexi, and Scott have kind of come up to it, and as you roll up, the priest in attendance to this church says to you, Are you from the university?
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely.
We are.
Good.
Just got the call
good.
from the dean.
I've taken him inside, so no one else tries to disturb him. Just follow me. And he leads you up to his office, where he has a very comfortable, very plush-looking sofa. That this, I'm gonna say that he is a middle-aged Korean man is laying on.
So for the record, Lexi is humming Hosier's Take Me to Church.
Nice.
As she's walking around the building.
Nice.
I would like to. I look over to Scott and I go, "Hey, Scott, give me a hand here, real quick."
Yeah.
And I want to get a little bit of help comfortably lifting this man a little bit to kind of investigate the shadow to see if it's chewed up. in a similar way, a worse way, or maybe a less bad way as Sarah?
Yeah, it's I mean, if this is all that you're trying to do here, then I can just give this to you because I mean, you guys have like already found out something about this before. Yeah, I imagine that you guys kind of pull this man off the couch and you see that while he is whole, the lower half of his shadow is completely missing.
Oh wow, that's way worse.
Yeah, it is.
And then I'm gonna stand up, help set the guy back down gently, and then turn back to the priest. Padre, how long ago did this happen? When did you find him?
Maybe just a few minutes ago. I was horrified by this whatever happened to him. And when I tried to touch him, he had this weird slick sort of feel to his skin. So I knew that this wasn't anything that the mundane authorities could really deal with, and I called the university.
When you say slick, Father, do you mean oily or wet?
It's sort of wet and slimy.
Okay, so when you say a few minutes ago, like, did the guy just like drop and the shadow was gone? And about what time did that happen?
I think he gives you a time that kind of coincides with however long it took you to get to the church.
From the time between like I yelled out into the void and
and he kind of says, I don't really know much about these sorts of things.
Well, no, I just need to know what happened. Like, so was he
I see.
was he like there and then all of a sudden he fell down and his shadow was gone, or like how?
Well, I honestly did not notice the shadow thing until you pointed it out, which that is terrifying. But the man was just walking down the street when he collapsed.
Uh-huh.
Did you know this man at all? Was he a parishioner here, or do you know anything about him?
Not at all.
Was there anything else out of the ordinary? Did you see anybody else that maybe didn't quite fit the bill?
I think that the priest starts to go into like a very detailed sort of description of what he saw on the street. You might have to roll investigate a mystery to pick out like the relevant details of this description here.
That sounds
Can I do that
good.
too, since I'm listening?
Yeah.
And can we all do it since we're all kind of listening to the priest tell the story?
If we want to do like a help roll, we can do that. But you guys will have to choose like a main person to do this.
Let's
Although that is a good point, Lexi. That everyone can kind of like pick up something different from this story. So yeah, maybe everyone gets investigate a mystery roll here.
Let's go.
And that's sharp, right?
That is plus sharp, yes.
Cool.
I like mixed success.
I'll take a
That's
mix.
positive. Scott's like, I don't know.
What did Scott get?
Scott got a 4.
Okay. So let's do Gideon and Alexi's questions first. What would you like to ask?
I think, unless you have any off the top of your head, right now, Lexi.
Oh, I was just gonna do what sort of creature is it?
Mm,
Because I'm trying to
okay.
figure out what it is that took a bite out of his shadow.
In that case, you're kind of listening to the priest speak, and I imagine that Lexi might be. Would you say that she's like a pacer? She like walk around and like look with things, fiddle with things.
Yeah, and she's so finding out that the timing of the guy like falling down missing his shadow was in the same time as her kind of yelling out into the void. Like she probably feels a little bit of guilt, and so she's
Mhm.
trying to like not let that show, so she's pacing and kind of futzing with things and like mostly just like playing with her jewelry and maybe kind of shifting like back and forth and kind of looking around the room.
Nice. So as you're doing all of this, you pick up something from what the priest said, specifically that the man started acting strangely. Sort of, his walking became a little bit labored as he walked by a fountain across the street. And if you look at the hem of his pants, you can see a little bit of water staining the bottom of one of his pant legs.
Okay.
And if you look outside as you're pacing around the room, you can see across the street is the Richard Daley Plaza fountain.
Okay.
Gideon. Yeah. So you kind of realize that maybe whatever did this came from that fountain.
I mean, that kind of answers my question. I was going to ask, where did it go? But it sounds like that might sort of be in there. How
Fishy boy.
about? Yeah. How about? Let's do what can hurt it.
Silica gel. The do not eat packets. We'll just go put a whole bunch of do not eat packets in the fountain.
Brilliant. Nailed it.
Okay.
Like where your head's at.
Gideon, I think that part of this what can hurt it question has to do with like how can you stop it, basically, because you imagine that this fountain is tied to the water system of the entire city. And so trying to figure out like where it might be at any given moment might be an issue. But kind of pinging off of what you know about things that might eat shadows, you realize that it might be attracted to places with a bunch of people who can feed its desire for shadows.
All right. Gideon's sitting down and he kind of grabs his little tablet of paper and then slides the pen in, puts it in his pocket, stands up, and looks over at the priest and says, thanks a lot for your time. We really appreciate it. Here's our card. You can reach out to us directly here. We're going to be looking into this. But give us a call if you think of anything else, you hear anything else, let us know. In the meantime, I think we're going to take this man with us to provide him some help. We have some folks back at the lab who are looking into cures for this and how we can treat it. That's okay. I'd like to take him off your hands, and we'll handle it from here.
Nice. And as you load him into the hearse, the priest kind of looks away, like, "Oh, this is macabre. That's weird." And we cut back over to Alan and Tamiel. By this point, you have synthesized the bits of shadows that you've gathered, Alan, and created a sort of salve that you begin to start applying to Sarah's shadow, and you and Tamiel are slowly filling it in.
Buttered toast.
Yes, I'm sorry, it's slow work, but it will help.
I mean, whatever we gotta do to get this puppy up and running again. She kind of like smacks her on the forehead.
I just hope we can learn something. I'm a little concerned about this just happening, you know? Imagine your shadow just going missing. Ugh.
Well, especially if it's a fish eating your I'm so confused.
A fish?
Oh, did you not? When after Lexi delved in there to see if she could wake Sarah up, I heard like some bubbling and like the brush of fins against my kind of my face. I thought it was a fish.
That's really interesting.
That was the something fishy joke that no one laughed at.
I am sorry, I'm just now getting it. I think can you keep doing this really quickly? I want to go check on something.
It's a very sloppy, like if you've ever seen someone apply like plaster of Paris trying to cover up holes. That's what they start doing. Like now, as soon as the supervision is over, and like it's like, oh, it's fine.
I love this because Sarah's gonna have like this mottled shadow where bits are a bit darker than other bits.
I never
Dude,
said
that sounds like
that
a
I
cool
was-
shadow to me. I want one of those.
Well,
Shadow's boring. Can I have a Rorschach kind of shadow?
sacrifice a little bit of your shadow, and I will personally put it back on improperly. You got it, Toyota.
There you go. All right, Alan, what are you looking for right now?
So as Alan leaves the room, I think they head towards like the library. There's like a nearby reference library, and I think they're gonna pull out any books that relate to this technique that they've used and look at sources. And I'd like to roll and investigate.
Sure.
It's plus sharp, right?
It is plus sharp.
5.
Oh wait, what are you trying to do?
I'm trying to investigate what is causing this disappearance. I think they would be looking for like any references to creatures or fish specifically now that eat shadows.
In this case, then, as you're kind of pulling books, Tamiel, you see something very strange, which is that Sarah's shadow begins shifting by itself.
Oh!
You
Hey!
you start to see like these little bulges, these little like bubbles showing up in her shadow. And
They immediately like step away and like.
And as Alan walks in, these bubbles, these eggs, hatch. And you see these like little tadpoles start skittering across the floor. And both of you realize that these aren't 3-dimensional beings. These creatures are shadows themselves.
Fucking fish, dude! Ah!
Oh, this is so cool. Let's see if we can catch one.
One of them starts like to nibble.
On what?
A few of them start to nibble at your shadows, so please roll act under pressure to try to get them off.
I'd like to cast out evil, please.
What does this look like, Tammy?
So Tamiel just starts smashing. I start smashing my foot against the ground, trying to like crush these inanimate objects and like holding my head because I'm like, no. And then I roll. Well, do you want me to roll act under pressure first?
Yes, please.
Okay, so that is plus cool. Not very cool, honestly. Ah! Luck!
Nice. So
I
you
rolled
succeed.
if that factors into it.
You roll a 9. The keeper is going to give you a worse outcome, a hard choice, or a price to pay. Alan, you can avoid any sort of injury here, but in doing so, you will scare off half of the brood, and you will have to try to go find them if you want to. Or you can act as sort of bait, and the entire brood will stay in this room.
I think that Alan would want the brood to stay in the room, and they're just gonna, bait them around.
So in this case, just take 1 harm. They're just little babies. Take 1 harm.
Just a little nibble.
I imagine that Tamiel is wearing like the salve and like I mean, they've changed into a lab coat, trying to be cool and like kind of wearing the salve in like a pocket protector situation. I'm like, do you need? The fuck?
What happens when you use a luck point, Tamiel?
When you spend luck, you get word that your mission requires something difficult to be done by you, urgently. The voices.
In this case, as you're watching these little tadpole shadows, the voices come to you and they say, "The mother is a natural being. You cannot hurt it. Make sure it goes back to where it came from."
But they're like fucking bugs, dude. No.
It's karma.
Fine.
Help out living things.
They mutter to themselves, bad karma that are stuck in this situation. Anyway.
Alan, because you kind of sacrificed yourself here, I will say that you and Tamiel can try to gather up these little hatchlings before they escape, but it'll just take you a little bit of time. So let's flashback over to Lexi, Scott, and Gideon, as all of you are kind of in the car with this second body. What are you where are you guys headed to?
So Lexi doesn't actually get back in the car. Like we get the body out to the hearse and she goes, "So I think this is a shadow shark. I don't know if it's a shadow shark, but I know I have this like intuition, gut feeling, maybe deja vu, like I've dreamed it, that it has something to do with the Daily Fountain. So we should probably go check that out, but don't get wet, because I think that's how the shadow shark gets around."
Well, I mean, I don't know if that helps us narrow it down a ton. The Daily Fountain's connected to almost all the water in the city, but
City
you're right.
water supply.
Yeah, you're right though. I mean, let's go take a look and see what we got there.
I mean, maybe there's a clue or something.
Yeah, absolutely. It would probably make sense to swing by there. I think before that though, Gideon pulls out his phone and calls Alan just for a quick check-in.
Hello?
Hey, Alan, how are things going back there?
Oh, it could be better. Well, we discovered there's a frog, I think, is probably the most apt analogy. There are little shadow poles running around the laboratory at the moment. We're rounding them up. They hatched from the shadow.
Shadow poles.
Yeah. Think tadpole, but entirely shadow.
Yeah.
You hear Tamiel in the background. Our only wish to catch a fish. Ah!
Amazing.
No.
Okay.
Use the thing.
Ah!
I want to put it on. I put it on speaker for everyone else. I'm like, okay, great. Yeah, that sounds about right. So, is the girl okay?
Should be. We were able to make up enough of the salve, and I think we might have enough left over, depending on how bad the wounds are of this next person.
Yeah. Well, we have another one here. He, I mean, it's similar. It's actually a bit worse. Basically, his entire lower body's gone. Shadow wise.
Oh, that's better. Yes, but not good.
So we were gonna swing by the Daily Plaza fountain to see if there are any clues there. Is he gonna be okay if we leave him in the car just for another, few minutes, or should we bring him to you before we go investigate?
Well, one second. And Keith, is this something I need to roll for? I don't know offhand whether this person will die because of shadows.
Oh no, he won't die.
Okay. Yeah, no, the book says right here he'll be fine. Just before the sun sets.
Tamiel throws down the tool that she's using to catch the thing. I got it!
Oh, good job. 7
Angel
more.
swings over to the church.
Nice.
All right, we'll leave you guys to it. We're gonna head over, and then hangs up, puts his phone away, and then we get dude nice and comfy, and then we are gonna head to Richard Daly Plaza to check out the fountain.
It's actually just across the street from the church.
Yeah.
Cool.
So, what did he say they were? Gideon?
Yeah, he used a couple different terms, one of them being some sort of shadow frog, and then he also said that the remainder of her shadow seems to be spawning smaller shadow pools, is what he called them, which are tadpoles, but shadow. Sounds like they're chasing them around the lab right now. So the good news is it sounds like they should be okay for the time being. They found some information on this sort of thing, so we should be good to leave this fella in the hearse for a minute while we investigate here, but we should get him back before sundown, apparently, is the target.
What time is it?
I will say that it is almost noon. You can tell because a bunch of people are like going out for lunch right now.
Oh,
This square is going to be full of food trucks.
So, good thing. At noon, people don't really have shadows because the sun is right over our heads.
That's a good call, Lex. Didn't think about that. Yeah, let's keep an eye out. Let's see if there's anything over here.
But don't let your shadow get wet. Like, stay back from the fountain. It splashes.
At that point, Tamiel walks through the front door. Because I can just do angel wings on command as long as I'm doing it by myself.
Well, we're like across the street towards the fountain. So are you like walking into the church or?
Yeah. And I do the John Travolta.
Well, you can go to a specific person too, right?
Yeah, but I don't. I didn't do that though.
Thank you for being honest.
Hey, hi. And as they approach the priest, their halo kind of flickers. These are my friends.
Yeah, they went back outside. Are you what? Did you have a halo? What's
Bye.
okay?
Back out the front door. What the fuck? Where did they
Gosh,
go?
that university is so weird. So you guys go to the fountain, and it is pretty packed with a bunch of food trucks and people kind of setting up for the lunch rush. What do you guys do?
So I look and check out people's shadows, right? And make sure that I was right and that there's not much shadow there.
You are right, Lexi. Yes.
Okay, good. And then like I kind of watch, like I hang back and just kind of watch the fountain. And just kind of like keep track of who's walking close to the fountain and not walking close to the fountain.
Nice. What about everyone else?
Scott's going to try and get as close to the fountain as he can without getting his shadow wet, and look at the shadows that are playing in the water and see if any of those are acting out of what the light would suggest they would be doing.
Sure. I think this might be acting under pressure as
Okay.
yeah, I feel like the fountain might be like surrounded by these food trucks, and they might be like obstructing the path to
Oh,
them.
they absolutely are.
Mhm.
You can even see it in the Google Maps of the at Street View. There are food trucks everywhere in that picture.
Nice.
All right,
Very
so
good.
let's see here. And that's cool under pressure.
That is plus cool, yes.
Right. Mixed success, a 7.
Okay. Then as you kind of sneak past all of these food workers, you do get to the fountain, and you do start to see some strange movement as a patch of the bottom of the fountain seems to be in shadow when there's like nothing over it to cast that shadow. And you start to see it bulge and create sort of egg shapes. So here is your choice. You can prevent this. You can kind of corral these the spawn that will come from these eggs. But you will draw the attention of the food truck security here as you kind of jump into the fountain yourself.
Okay, I can handle food truck security, probably. That seems reasonable.
Okay, then tell me, how do you keep these little hatchlings in one place?
So the Daily Plaza fountain is lit so that at night it looks all pretty.
Mm-hmm.
So if I accidentally on purpose step on some of the spotlights in the corners and tilt them down into the water, that should make some nice bright bars of a new cage to keep all of the shadows from crossing.
Nice. Yeah, and you do it, and the spawn that come from these particular eggs try to rush up to the edge of the fountain and kind of rebound from these light bars that you've created. But as you're kind of wiping your hands off from adjusting the lights in the fountain, you hear a voice behind you say, excuse me, sir, this is completely not allowed. You're gonna have to come with us, please.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm not from around here. Do you guys not do photography at your fountains up in the Yankee country?
This sounds like a manipulate someone.
Sure.
Please roll plus charm.
Okay, is this so before you do that, can I try to use telepathy to help?
Sure. How are
So
you?
as I obviously it's pretty obvious that Scott like jumps up on the fountain and starts kicking the lights, right? So I don't know what he's doing, but I know that it's something important, right? Or at least I'm assuming it's something important. So when security comes rushing over, what I'm trying to do is if I'm probably close enough to hear him, like I kind of want to try to like manipulate someone to like kind of help sell them on the idea that this is totally reasonable.
Okay, I will
Right.
say that you can help Scott with his manipulate someone here.
Okay.
So helping out is plus cool.
Yes, a 10.
Nice. So Scott, please take a +1.
And that gets me up to an 8.
Nice. So they'll do it, but only if you do something for them right now to show them that you mean it.
Prove it.
Okay. In that case, with a little bit of psychic nudging from Lexi, they kind of believe your story of being from out of town, and the security says, "God, all right, well, you're going to have to pay for the fountain then, for whatever bullshit you did there."
All right, do you got a check? I don't know how you do it up here.
That's fine. Well, I'll just say that the university will kind of have to foot the bill in this case. But you kind of know that the dean doesn't really like weird charges on the budget at the end of the pay cycle, so you know you might get some flack for her there. But yeah, you've kind of contained this outbreak for now. What are you guys doing?
So Lexi, like, after the security leaves, she kind of looks up and is looking in the fountain. So are those the things?
I'm pretty sure. Do you have a flashlight on your phone?
Yeah, and she pulls out her phone and just kind of shakes it and the flashlight comes on. And she turns it up as bright as it'll go.
Scott will do the same on his. I want to see what happens if we can get concentrated light on one of the little ones.
This might be investigate a mystery.
Would you say by this point that I have been able to kind of successfully locate them?
Sure.
So am I helping with investigate a mystery?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Please do, because my sharp is not great.
Okay.
So plus cool to help.
Nope.
Oh, did you get a 6?
I got a 5. I'm
Okay.
guessing I dropped my phone in the water.
No, but let's see what Scott gets.
I got a 9.
Nice.
Oh, see, you didn't need my help.
I mean,
So
a plus
you
1
know-
would have been a straight up success.
But that just means that you get one less question in this
Okay.
case. So ask.
I think one of the questions was something to the effect of what can harm these creatures, right?
Yes, yeah.
That is the question. I would like to know what the answer is.
So you're using this telephone light, and you're kind of playing it over these fish poles, this fish spawn, and you notice that the distance of the light and the intensity of it is very important here. It is noon, and the noonday light isn't really affecting these shadow creatures, but because of the closeness of the fountain lamps, they are barred by them. They become like a physical sort of thing that prevents them from moving. And I think maybe like you try to play with some sort of magnifying glass. I don't know. You can tell me like where you get this.
I've probably got glasses.
Oh, there you go.
We can do that.
Yeah, and you kind of you realize with a little bit of experimentation that concentrated light in this case is very effective with these shadowfish.
So we can burn them like ants.
Yes, but it might be more effective to use like a laser pointer or something else that puts a lot more intensity on them than just a flashlight.
What if we used hey Gideon.
And as Gideon was walking over and is like, I told you I don't want to hear about the weird things you did as a kid to ants. I was trying to avoid that conversation.
No,
Okay.
that's not. I didn't do
And then I look over
anything
at Scott
with
and I
ants.
go, I didn't expect it out of you, but her, I get it.
No. Do you still
Really?
have
Out of him.
the big, really bright, like halogen flood lamp thing from the Thing with the vampires and the stuff?
Yeah, I think I have them in the bag in the
And
in
ants
the
were the
hearse,
problem?
maybe?
The big halogen thing from the vampires and the stuff, and ants were what you were concerned about a minute ago.
Yeah, well, that's part of the job. Burning ants isn't so much part of the job.
Anyway, the point is, we had a really bright light. Like a really, really bright light that would be closer and more focused. Like,
I think the only problem is with that one we don't have anywhere to plug it in around here. And I also got to check in the hearse to see if it's even still in there.
Yeah, it's in there.
At this point, Tamia walks up. Hey guys, what you doing?
we're burning shadowfish with, hopefully a really bright light.
That sounds like it's gonna cause some bad karma. I think that we need to find a way to save these creatures, even though they're a little creepy.
Are you high? Because they're eating shadows. Like, and obviously, like, eating shadows isn't gonna kill anybody. But
It might eventually.
well,
Not-
didn't he say on speakerphone that it doesn't though?
Oh, sorry. He said if they weren't in any immediate danger at the moment. Also, I'm not sure what happens if the entire shadow gets
Yeah.
eaten. I'm not
Oh,
sure.
I think it's like a liver. Like you can make it with like part of your liver, but if you don't have a liver at all, that's a bad day.
Speaking of, where's that body that I'm supposed to be taking back to the lab? Let's get him
Mm.
fixed.
It's in the hearse.
Got it. I'm gonna go to the hearse and smash that light. I don't say that out loud, but that's what's about to happen.
There's got to be a consumer electronics store somewhere in this plaza. I can't remember.
Really quick, Temio, please roll act under pressure if you don't want to if you don't want anyone else to notice what you're doing.
So I just use my angel wings to get over there into the hearse. And
Oh, that's true. You can just go inside the hearse, can't you? I was gonna be like, all right, have fun trying to get in. And then
I've been inside there. All up and through that bitch. Sorry.
You don't need the keys.
Language. Cool. Okay, and okay. Well,
What'd you get?
a 6.
Okay.
I also have no qualms. I said what I said. So, and Mama said no.
Yeah, as you're taking this body and smashing this lamp, it makes quite a ruckus. So everyone outside.
It's like as I'm like next to the body that's like laying in the back of a hearse. Very strange. I do like a quick top people's elbow and just onto the lamp.
Did the alarm go off? Like, did the hearse alarm go off?
No, because she didn't break she didn't like damage the car enough to.
I'm literally just screaming inside of the hearse because my excitement got the best of me, and like it was like really loud in here, and I had to have a lit for the moment. And I was like, ah!
Nice.
So Lexi just like takes off, right? At the sound of the scream, she's probably far enough away that she couldn't hear what was said. But the minute like Tamiel disappears and then all of a sudden there's a scream coming from the hearse, like she just like takes off.
Where are you going?
Towards
Lexi?
the hearse.
Okay. Yeah, I feel like at this point, Tamiel has gone back to the lab with the body.
I rolled a miss success on that.
Okay, I mean, I was just gonna give it to you, but yeah, okay. Can you read what a mixed success on Angel Wings gives you?
On a 7 to 9, you don't quite manage it. Either you all appear in the wrong place or you're separated.
Where did you guys put the the shadowfish spawn?
I think that's a good question for Alan. This is your project, bud.
Is there? I imagine that this doesn't have like a physical space it occupies, so I could put like this cage up against a wall so that it can just project the shadow cage onto a wall where they just bounce around inside a tank. Kind of a thing.
Interesting. Okay. Yeah.
And I have like bright lights pointing in so that they create the shadow barriers from just very small walls.
Right.
Brilliant.
In this case, I'm just gonna say that Tamiel lands halfway inside of this shadow cage, and she just gets a little nibble, get a little taste. So take 1 harm, please.
Damn it.
And let's go back to Lexi throwing open the back of this hearse and finding the lamp shattered and the body gone.
So Lexi goes, that
I am that bitch.
yeah.
It's true.
So did anybody else come over with her, or is Lexi there by herself?
I think Lexi. Well, I'm still back at the fountain because that noise, I didn't pick it up as something that was happening like with the hearse. I was like, it's just something else. It's none of my business. I don't care. Like this, I'm focusing on working with Scott to contain these little ones in the fountain. Just as like another like understanding that Alan would be very sad if we weren't able to get these back to him. Like, and knowing that that's sort of the key for me closing this contract. So yeah, I'm there with Scott focusing on trying to figure out how we can gather them up.
So there's got to be a consumer electronics store somewhere in Daily Plaza. I have to imagine. All we need is a small little fishbowl and some LED strip lights. We'll run the strip lights around the outside edges of the bowl to give it the light it needs to hold them, and then scoop, and away we go.
Give it a try. Yeah, I mean, the idea of scooping shadow is still confusing to me, but your idea is better than mine. So let's give it a try. Which, my idea was nothing at this point. So, I look at Scott and go, are you good with them for a couple minutes? I can run and grab something. Okay. And I'm going to look for the nearest electronic shop, I guess.
Sure. Yeah, and you get there, and it's pretty extensive. So I think that you might have to act under pressure to find the equipment that you might need here.
Okay.
In a quick way.
And is that cool?
That is plus cool.
All right. That is a 12
Nice.
for an advanced success.
So you guys have the fishbowl. I'm gonna say that Gideon also picks up like some sort of clear or semi-transparent plastic shovel from the kids section of this store to kind of like help you get the little fish spawn into the bowl. And you guys are able to do it. It takes a little while. I think that one of you has to distract the security or wait until the end of
That sounds like a Lexi job.
So while he's like shopping, Lexi comes back and she's like, she broke the freaking lamp. She broke the lamp. Do you guys have a plan?
Apparently we're saving them instead of killing them, so we're working on it.
And then as
like
that
you
happens,
realize-
Gideon walks back with a shovel and a fishbowl and like LED lights and batteries and is like,
Dressed like that.
yeah, just like, all right, here we go. And then sits down and then looks over at Lexi and is like, what's wrong with your face?
She broke the lamp.
I don't know why I'm surprised. Was there anything else wrong with the hearse? Did she, if I have to take public transit
No,
to get this shit back,
but
I'm
I
gonna lose my
mean,
mind.
there's glass everywhere from the lamp, and
Okay, well that's coming out of her budget then. I'm not going to the dean with another batch of broken items that I had nothing to do with. So whatever, her funeral. Let's just get this gathered up and get the hell out of here.
all right. So
And
what do you need me to do?
Oh yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
Distract security while we scoop up shadows into an LED fishbowl. And not ask questions about any of that sentence that just came out of my mouth.
Also, when we're scooping, as we're like looking at these things, like they're unnerving, like it's creepy and weird that there are these little like shadow critters in here. I would like to. What's that?
It's almost like you expect to see the fish casting the shadow in the water, but they're just not there.
Yeah, I want to like as we're doing this, because it is new to me, it's weird. Can I read a bad situation?
Specifically, what are you looking for?
I want to understand if there are any dangers we haven't noticed about handling these, or just dealing with them at all.
Okay, I mean, I'll just give this to you because I feel like there's been like enough observation, like done with these creatures that you guys have pooled your knowledge here, and that's a pretty easy question to answer. And you notice that they are a lot more attracted to, actually, they're only attracted to the shadows of living things. And so if if you use that little kid's shovel that you picked up, then they won't damage that at all.
Okay.
But if you try to pick them up with your hands, then that could be an issue.
Gotcha. Okay, cool. Well,
Let's see. You are distracting some guards, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
How are you doing this?
So first, how many guards are there? Is it just like 2 that are kind of patrolling around?
Yes.
Okay. So I'm going to go up to them and play kind of like the lost damsel kind of thing. Like, can you tell me how to get to this place, right? And she chooses the Sears Tower, right? And she calls it the Sears Tower because it will never be the Willis Tower. I don't care what they say it's named. And she goes, you know, I'm from out of town and I've heard that it's the biggest building, but the buildings here are so tall. And, you know, like they tell me that the streets are kind of dangerous. And so like I don't want to walk down any dark alleys. And I mean, I know it's the daytime, but the buildings are so tall there could still be dark alleys. So like, but I don't really want to take the subway or the what's the name of the transit? Like I don't want to do that. Like anyway, just how do I get there? And do you have a map?
Yeah, I think this is a manipulate someone.
Yes.
Please roll plus charm.
Oh, ouch.
Oh, what'd you get?
A 6.
A 6.
Yeah, which is a failure.
Okay. Oh, this is interesting. You do it. You're able to distract these guards. They kind of like pull out a map. You kind of hear one of them whisper under their breath to the other one, "Oh man, a lot of out-of-towners today." And they just like sketch out like a route to get to the Sears/Willis Tower. And as soon as you turn around, Lexi, you kind of feel this sensation of like something rushing towards you. One of your character things is that they experience hallucinations. Is that correct?
Yep.
And you don't see like a cresting wave. Instead, the water comes up from between the bricks underneath your feet. And it's as if like this entire all of Chicago is in like waist deep water.
Okay.
Please take an ongoing -1 to any like movement, like fast movement things you might do in the future.
Okay, to fast movements. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So, yeah.
So she gets so this is after she talks to them, right? Or is it while she's talking to them?
No, after you talk to them, you turn
Okay.
around in this instance.
I turn around and then I just start seeing the water kind of come up. Okay. So since the hallucinations aren't new, this isn't a new thing for her. If they're done like scooping fish, like she kind of like freezes for a second and her eyes get really wide. And then she kind of looks around and nobody else is reacting to the water, right?
No,
Like everybody else is just kind of like
yeah,
doing the thing. Okay. So she sits there, she looks around, her eyes get really big. She looks at, Scott and Gideon over there doing their thing, and they're not reacting to the water, right? They're just still doing their thing. Okay. So then she starts moving, and like, how deep is the water? Like if she's wearing like 4-inch platform shoes, like is it actually?
If you were wearing like sneakers, they would be the water would be up to your waist.
So that's a lot of water.
Mm.
Okay. All right. So she just like, so basically like my movement's just hindered, and I'm just okay. Cool.
Yeah. So as Scott and Gideon kind of finish up, they wrap up. They come towards you, Lexi, and I'll say that they don't necessarily notice. They don't really notice how slowly you're moving, but y'all get to the hearse when let's say that Scott gets a call from the dean, and she says to you, do you have that situation at the church wrapped up?
We are wrapping up the situation at the church and also in Daily Plaza, where it appears to have originated. We are headed back to the university shortly, where I will be writing you a check for the part that should not be going into the budget, because things happened.
There's like a tense pause, and then she says, we'll talk about that later. There's been someone else who has collapsed.
Where at?
They were found next to the Fountain of the Great Lakes.
Yeah, it's moving through the water supply. I think we may have it contained going forward, but I'll make sure we go hit the Fountain of the Great Lakes before we come back in.
Good. We don't need the entire city falling to whatever this thing is.
No, we absolutely do not.
And she hangs up. And I think that as the trio start towards that fountain, we should take a quick break. Thanks again to Greater Restoration for having us on. And if you're watching, please help us donate to the Trevor Project. We will see you soon. Nice. Welcome back. We are playing Monster of the Week here on the Greater Restoration channel. And let's kind of start with Ellen and Tamiel, as you kind of get this Asian man who's been attacked by these shadow fish back to the infirmary. What are you guys doing?
So as Tamiel sees that it's like the entire bottom half of this person's body, they spend a moment like reflecting inward. Are we sure we're supposed to be saving these things? That looks kind of like a vicious wound there.
This is just a natural creature. Send it back to where it belongs.
Where the hell does it belong?
In the lake.
Hey, Alan, do you think this thing belongs in the lake?
What? Why?
That's what they said.
Who?
They.
Oh, that's right. Yes.
I guess you could call them God. I don't know. I think we should put it back in the lake. Also, can I get some of that salve?
Yes, and I think have I made enough of this to share and like use on this next person as well?
Sure, yeah.
Okay.
Can I use it to heal my one harm?
Yes, you may.
Or GM Keith, please.
I think that there's actually like a mechanic for healing harm, which is rolling
First
to
aid.
use some magic.
What?
But I have the infirmary function on my
Oh.
what's it called? My haven, which means that since we're at my haven, can we leverage functions to heal harm in my haven?
Yeah. What does that say on your haven sheet?
Yeah, so I can heal people and have the space for 1 or 2 to recuperate. The keeper will tell you how long any patient's recovery will take and if you need any extra supplies or help.
Okay, so yeah, since you do have this space and you do have like all these tools that come with it, yeah, you can just apply this shadow plaster to both of yourselves and kind of like heal this harm. What's up?
Oh, I was waxoning.
Tamiel, yeah. And Tamiel just kind of does like the Ash Wednesday mark on your forehead. That works, right?
Probably. We'll find out.
We'll find out.
So, what do you think we need to do to put these things back in the lake? That seems like quite a bit of work.
I don't know. I feel like we should have Lexi ask them.
I think I'll send a text to the group and say, hey, do you guys know where these things are from? Can we ask them where they're from? At Lexi.
At Lexi.
I'm driving. I'm not gonna look at my phone. Very responsible that way.
Can we just tweet people now?
Yep.
I thought we were a little more secure than that.
Nate's a terrible driver, just saying. No, this is in the group chat. We all have iPhones.
So she looks at her phone. She looks at her phone and she's like,
Guilty.
they want me to talk to the shadowfish? I mean, I guess I could try. Where are they? Like, are they in the back?
I assume Scott's holding the contraption that we've created for this thing. Just so it doesn't, like, spill.
Okay. So she, like... So, there's no way to, like, get into the back. So... Gideon, we need to stop.
What's going on?
They want me to talk to the shadowfish.
You can't do that while we're moving?
I have to see them. And I can't see them from where we're at unless you've modified the... Have you modified the hearse where, like, I can get back there? Or is it still closed off between the cab?
Yeah, we can say that you guys have already parked near the Fountain of the Great Lakes.
Oh, okay, cool. Never mind. We don't have... We were already stopped. Retcon. Okay. So Lexi gets out and opens the back. And she goes, Scott, I need you to hold the thing. And she just kind of...
All right.
And just don't slosh it around too much. And... Yeah. So... She plays with her jewelry some more, right? And just kind of like stares at this LED covered tank, but like staring through it, right?
Mhm.
And just like staring completely through Scott too, like she's just looking off into the general direction.
Just really quick to describe this contraption. I imagine that the shadowfish have congregated in the parts of the bowl that have less light on them, and so they have you have like little patches of darker areas where you can focus on Lexi if that's what you want to do.
Yeah, I mean, the whole point is she just kind of... Sorry, I'm
Totally fine.
The whole point is she just kind of because it has nothing to do with her eyes and mostly her brain. Like she
Mhm.
just kind of zones out.
Nice,
So I'm going to
nice.
use tune in because I'm assuming these things are minions.
Yes. Does that require a roll?
Yep. Yep. It's a roll plus weird.
Nice.
Um Ooh, an advanced success.
Nice. So at this point, you're pretty used to using this ability, Lexi, and so you kind of reach out with your mind, and you just hear like all of these tiny voices say, "Mom, mom, mom, mom,
Aw.
They're
Mom?
like the seagulls. No.
mama, mom, is that you, mom?"
This is why we can't go back to Navy Pier.
So 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 she's still all in her head. So the first one I'm gonna ask is, where is the creature right now? Specifically trying to find out like if they know where their mom is, like if they have some like supernatural sense of where they need to go or like something like that.
So as you're focusing on this concept of their mother, they eventually come to realize that you're not her, and so they start like moving around, and you pick up another like sort of vibe from them, and you kind of interpret this as, "Mom, no, mom near, mom is near, mom is near, she's near." She's close. And you kind of see them start to like move towards the top of the bowl. As
Okay.
if they're trying to escape, trying to get out.
We have a lid on this container, right? Did we put a lid on the container?
It's a fishbowl. How many fish bowls come with lids?
Okay.
You can tell me what it looks like. You can say it's like a red wrap or something.
I mean,
I assumed that it was a
Saran-
traditional style fishbowl with saran wrap on the top.
There we
okay.
go.
So I
Yeah,
just want to
all
make
right.
sure that there's something that's not that they're okay. Do they look like they're trying to go like in any general direction or just kind of out? Like if we were gonna look at like compass directions.
I suppose you can, if you take the bowl from Scott and try to like move, like pivot around with the bowl, you can tell that they are trying to go in a specific direction.
Okay. So Lexi's still kind of not focusing, like kind of grabs the bowl from you. Do you like let her have it? Scott?
Scott?
I'm sorry, I didn't quite hear you.
Dude, so Lexi goes to take the bowl from Scott. Does he give it to her?
Yeah, just try not to spill it everywhere.
Okay. She's not really talking yet. She's just kind of doing things, right? All right. So then she kind of like spins around to see like where directionally where they're more active. Do I still get 2 more questions?
Yeah, if you like them.
Okay. So then the next question for the minions is who does it regard as its biggest threat? Or like what does it regard as its biggest threat?
I think in this case it's as you're kind of reaching into their minds, they seem pretty single-minded in this case. You can tell that anything that comes between them and getting to their mother would be regarded as a threatening force, and they would either try to move around them or through them.
Okay. And then let's see. Let's see. Sorry. What is it planning to do right now?
They are planning to break through the top of this pole. You can see the saran wrap starting to bulge as just like the number of shadowfish spawn just like push against it.
Okay.
What do you do?
So at that point, she would the her trance or whatever would kind of break, and she goes, "We need more saran wrap, like right now."
Can I act under pressure to try to find something else suitable in the back of the hearse that would be
Sure.
a good sort of because I don't have any more so I got the perfect amount of materials to make the perfect container for how many little tadpoles I knew existed. The fact that they're multiplying,
They're
I
not
didn't take that into
multiplying.
account.
They're just trying to escape.
Yeah, they're just
Oh.
pushing. Yeah.
Oh, got you. Okay, then they're stronger than I thought. That's on me. All right, let's roll some cool.
Roll some cool. What'd you get?
10 success.
It's here, Gideon, is the remains of that huge light. So you use like what is it? Your blazer to take out the jagged remains of the bulb, and you take like this dome silver piece that makes up the backing of this light, and you just clamp it down on top of this this container.
Nice. Just like ripping duct tape around it too.
Mhm.
All right. It's not pretty, but it works.
What do you guys do? Do you follow the little shadow poles?
So, she goes, so they're looking for their mother, who appears to be in that direction. And she just kind of, from when she was spinning, like just kind of identifies what direction it was.
Mhm.
They just want to find their mom. So what direction is that, like from where we are? Like, is it towards the lake? Is it towards the next fountain that we're at? Is it?
It's towards the fountain, and as you all start walking up to it, you see a person who's collapsed in the middle of kind of like this huge plaza, and around them is a moving like pool of shadows. It's about as big as a what are they called? A whale shark.
There's the
Ooh.
shadow shark.
And
There's the shadow shark.
you see little whiskers flowing from behind it. It's a shadow catfish.
Catfish!
Close.
Let's do
Really
some
close.
noodling.
I am
I'm not
noodling for this shadow
trying.
catfish. No. None. These hands don't go anywhere near the shadow catfish. No.
But you found it. You found the monster. Let's take a quick cut back to Alan and Tamiel. I imagine that the three people at the fountain messaged them about where they are, and yeah. So y'all get this ping. Do. Got it. Found it. With like a little map pin at the
Horrifying. Good lord, I cannot believe that's what it is. Maybe we should bring these ones with us. You know? Do you have any way to do that?
Safely?
I mean, if we aren't going to bring them with us, we should at least neutralize them so that they're not going to cause problems for anyone else.
Okay, we'll bring them with us.
So right when you guys are talking that through, you get 2 photos sent to you from Gideon. One,
Do they both have a finger over them?
absolutely they do. They both are as if an old man who is not
Grandpa?
careful about composition or giving a general shit about what he's taking a photo of. It's just you see what you need to see, but you also see a lot of finger in there too. So you see like the fountain with like a weird, you see like a blurry kind of like shadowed head in there. It's not a great photo. And then you also see the device that we're holding the other ones in, which is just a shitty fishbowl with LED lights and saran wrap and the top of the halogen lamp. And underneath it just says, this has worked so far. And then thanks a lot for smashing the lamp. You might want to bring some more.
Okay.
It was an
great.
accident! Actually, they send a voice memo. It was an accident!
I hate it.
Gideon doesn't know how to turn it. He just like looks at it and he's like, I don't even know what that is. And just like it just like there's like a wave thing in the text. He's like, I don't. That's the weirdest picture. I don't know why she sent that.
I love Gideon.
Fuck. All right. Well, they pull out a roll of duct tape from seemingly nowhere.
We might have some better tech for this. I would like to roll an act under pressure. I think is this right? Or
Yes, you are. What are you doing?
kind of constructing a nicer quality cage for these that's a little more portable, and maybe if I roll well, has a way to trap them, like a sucking mechanism to put them into the canister as well.
Nice.
There's a lot of suck happening tonight.
Is it? What can I say? That is an act under pressure, right, Keith? I'm not
It is. Yeah.
disabusing. Yeah, that's not a word.
Because you're trying to do this quickly, and that's a lot of pressure right there.
I'm gonna use a luck point.
Okay.
I don't want consequences for this particular thing.
That's a good call.
So you do this. You tell me what it looks like, and I'll tell you like how this pertains to your past.
Have you ever seen like those 4D or 3D renderings of 4D cubes where they're kind of collapse in? I think from any angle it looks like that. And if you set it on top of these shadow things, they appear, and there's like one of the sides, as you continue to rotate it, you can find a button that will create a little like space for them to leave.
I love this. Fucking 4-dimensional geometry. Jesus Christ.
It's the only way I can fold 2 dimensions in the way that I want to.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like watching you make this, and I'm like, ooh, sacred.
Yeah, how are you making this?
I don't think it's actually 4D. I think it just like this shape is similar.
Right. So is it a bunch of like you've undone some wire hangers and made it?
I imagine I have like a tinker space in the lab where I have hardware that would be about the right size and the equipment to quickly cut and shape materials.
Wow. So this is professional. Yeah.
It's still pretty floppy.
You did roll a 10 plus though, but yeah, Tamiel, you are surprised by how clean the edges are. He's had time to bezel them so that no one like cuts their hand open on this contraption. And I think actually, Alan, can you read your luck move so that we all know what this is?
When I spend luck, I discover something that is happening now is related to something that I was involved in years ago.
This four-dimensional cage, you've made this before, Alan, but not for a shadow thing. It was for a divine thing.
Yes. Oh, I captured divine things. Oh, that's very exciting.
Obviously, Tamiel doesn't know this.
But Janine's look.
This is so great. So absolutely great. In the meantime, Lexi's like trying to explain to Gideon, no, the camera is over there. Don't put your fingers.
It's so far up the phone. How are you doing?
Like
You feel the bump?
like see the thing? Like this is where the camera is. Put your fingers down here. Hold this part. Like no, don't take your finger down. Like down, just
Here, maybe if I
no
hold it
down.
like that.
Yeah, no, lower your other hand.
God damn it.
She goes, look, I'm just gonna
Made me
get you a
drool on
pop
myself.
socket and just hold on to
There you go.
the pop socket. Just do the thing.
Pop
Right.
socket with the.
Just we'll put the pop socket like
Wait.
between your fingers and you'll be fine. You'll be fine. We got
Don't worry
this.
about it. I'm doing fine on my own.
God damn it.
So yeah, Tamiel and Alan, you have this device now. It's containing these shadow creatures. It's weird because they seem to be like floating in the space between the ground and this device.
That's
So,
really cool.
What do you guys do?
I think we should get going. Can you help me get there?
Sure.
Roll it.
Oh no.
Is she
Please don't
traveling
drop
to the
me.
place or is she traveling to us?
I'm
We should-
traveling to Gideon in particular.
Mm.
Guess we'll see.
Hold on. I hit the button, so I'm gonna wait a second to see if it
Mhm.
rolls.
I'm waiting for me to fall into a lake.
I don't like that. That's scary to me.
You're not gonna fall into
Come.
the lake. You're
Come.
fine.
Oh, submit. Submit.
Oh no.
So you say that.
What'd you get?
I'm gonna use a luck.
Janine is
Are
taking
you-
out so many
Actually-
loans.
Are you sure?
Actually, no, I'm not. I'm not gonna do it.
What'd you roll then?
A 5.
You do it. You're able to teleport both yourself and Alan to the fountain. But when you do, you get there and you are standing over an unconscious person, and all around you is inky blackness.
Good.
Hey, what gives? Ah,
So
Oh,
you
sorry.
landed in the middle of the
Uh-huh.
the stuff. Oh no.
Sorry, not like around you, but like on the ground surrounding you
but I'm
is the
standing
body,
on top of someone.
like with your legs on either side of them. You didn't like mash your heels into them.
Shame.
You don't even know this person.
Shame. They should be so lucky. Okay.
I will say that everyone can do one move before everyone else can do one move before Alan and Tamiel have to roll to avoid this creature.
I'll try and help out at least.
Sure, sure. How are you helping?
I'll try and get to them and sort of pull them out of the way of the creature.
Nice. Are you using like some sort of long thing? Or are you like diving right in?
I'm gonna dive right in.
Wow. Kudos to Scott. Damn.
Yeah.
That's a real
Wow.
one.
Love it.
So
Oh!
I rolled a 2, so
Oh boy.
there's only so much kudos you can really give me.
It's all heart, man.
It's the
Yeah.
spirit. Yeah, yeah.
It definitely wasn't the competency.
Oh, Lexi, you had something?
yeah, I was gonna say, so like the nurse the shark thing, right? While all that's going on, after she's like had the conversation with Gideon about, you know, she sees them show up. She realizes they're like in the middle of the circle,
Mm-hmm.
and so Lexi's gonna try to tune into the shark thing,
Nice.
and figure out how she can attract its attention,
Sure, sure.
or at least
Yeah.
that's the hope. So let's see.
Roll your weird.
Oh, dude, I failed at that. I'm gonna
Oh,
use a
no.
luck. No, I'm gonna use a luck
Nice. Nice,
because
nice.
that's there's people actually in danger, right? And she will care as long as, you know. So, real quick. So when I use luck, my dark side's needs get nastier. So as a note. So the first question I have is, how can I attract its attention?
You have its babies. You realize you can just. And this
That's
is
so
this
wrong.
Is
You
kind of your
have
dark
its
side
babies.
coming in. You have its babies, and you know how to destroy them.
Okay. What is it planning to do right now?
It's going to take a chomp out of your 2 allies over here. Oh, probably 3 allies. Sorry, Scott.
Rip.
And who's it going to attack next?
You get the feeling that once it's kind of done feeding here, it's probably going to try to escape.
Okay. All right. So do I have enough time to actually act on any of that, or do I just get
Yeah.
the information?
You can act on it. What would you
Okay.
like to do?
So like I'm assuming that I have some sort of way to brighten the light in the fishbowl.
Sure. Yeah, even if it's just magic, you could probably do that. And because
up
you rolled
the-
because you used a luck on your telepathy, I'll say that 10 plus rolls over to this this action that you want to do.
Yeah. So I don't actually want to kill the creatures, right? I just want to like turn up the light on them so that in theory they would be screaming.
Okay.
Or like feeling some sort of pain.
Mhm.
And basically just yell, "Hey, stop it or they die."
Yeah, you're able to do that. I think that it stops moving around Temiel and Alan, and it starts rushing towards you. Unfortunately, in its rush, Scott, its shadow kind of slams against yours, and you are thrown back fairly a fairly long way. So take 2 harm here, please.
Uh-oh.
Ooh.
Ow.
As you hit like a tree trunk.
Yep.
Gideon, you're watching this creature coming at Lexi. What do you do?
I want to try to
Save me,
quickly.
Daddy.
I want to try to quickly yank off. And I understand there will be consequences to this one.
Proceed.
Do it anyway. I'm gonna pull off some of the or pull off the LEDs that are like the strip lights that are around the tank that she's holding, and I'm going to wrap them around my fist and try to punch the shark as it's coming at her. Yeah.
I love this. It's so metal.
Wow.
Please roll to kick some ass.
I sure will. And that is. Oh wait, let me see here.
Do
Plus
it.
Okay, never mind, because I guess that would be a separate thing to. I have a skill that's in combat when you help someone escape, roll plus sharp, but this is just straight up kicking ass, so let's just go tough. I got an 8, which is a mixed success.
Nice. Even whatever. Yeah. So you're able to inflict some harm here. Do you have something like brass knuckles in your inventory, Gideon?
I have a big knife.
How much damage does that do?
1 harm.
Okay, so I will say that this does 2 harm to the creature. Unfortunately, as it kind of reels back from this punch, its tail slams into your shadow, and you also go flying. You also take 2 harm.
Does armor affect that at all?
Yeah. How much
Okay,
armor do you?
because I have 1 armor in the form of a flak vest hidden under my suit.
Nice. Let's go to Tamiel and Alex. What are you guys doing?
So this creature is no longer near us, yeah? Basically because
It's
it's
not.
a
Correct.
You guys put the babies in the fountain. Drop that.
Really quick, Tamiel, you remember the voices saying that they thought the fish should go back into the lake. I just wasn't sure if you had misremembered that.
Great. So how far? So I'm assuming I might be at the wrong place, but we're by the Camp Berry Great Lakes, yeah? This fountain, or where are we?
This is the Fountain of the Great Lakes. It's a run to the shore of Lake Michigan.
Sorry, I'm like looking at it, but I'm not sure that. Just real quick. Oh, this one actually shows up when you look it up, as opposed to the other one. Okay. So, oh, how cute. How far away? Well, I suppose it doesn't. These dimensions don't technically matter here.
It's fairly far. You would have to lead.
Angel's wings it.
But if you want to kind of use the fish spawn to lure the bigger fish, it's if that's what you're trying to do. Oh, okay. Then yeah, you can just.
I hop
dangle
in the water after it.
What?
I didn't ask how big the room was. I said I cast fireball. No.
I used the
Throwing my
exact same line last night or Thursday night.
Yeah, you
So-
can do this. Yeah.
I throw myself into the fountain and am I able to make contact with the shadow at all?
How are you trying to make contact here?
So I'm assuming it's like what, 2 or 3 o'clock?
It's a little bit later. I want to say like 4 or 5.
Is my
So
so the sun east rises in the east. That's in the west.
There's a lot of buildings in between, like where we are in the sun.
Yeah. How
So we would have lots and lots of shadows. Shadows everywhere, basically.
Okay.
I can't remember specifically where that fountain is, but there's a, as the sun starts to set on the west side of Chicago, the shadows get long.
I mean, it looks like a pretty sunny spot from this photo that's here, but also like it could be. No, just kidding. Would my shadow be able to make contact with this other shadow? This shadow fish?
the full grown one?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you can try to bait it. So what do you want to do when you make contact with it?
Just kind of like I throw my arms out and kind of embrace it and allow it to wash over me, even.
Uh-huh.
And we're going to the lake. What time of year is it?
It's right after St. Patrick's Day. So wait.
Fucking cold.
So you are baiting it to bite you, and then you want to use Angel's wings to teleport it. Got it. Then
Back in
this
the
is
day, they
acting-
used to do the polar plunge, so they've been in that lake a bunch.
True. Then I think this is acting under pressure. To kind of see if you have like enough presence of mind as this thing jumps into you.
Ba, ba, ba. Anybody want to help?
I don't know how we.
I don't know how I could help.
I'm cool.
Mixed success.
Huh.
I was going to say, I was trying to lure it away from you. You're trying to do the exact opposite thing that I did. Like, there's not much I can really do.
On a 7 to 9, the keeper is going to give you a worse outcome, a hard choice, or a price to pay. Huh. Okay. You can do this, but you're only able to. You only have enough like divine juice to either take the fish spawn or the fish itself.
I'm taking the fish itself.
Nice. So yeah, you do it. You kind of flash into the lake. You leave this 4-dimensional box in the fountain, and you go in. You also take quite a bit of damage since it is biting you. This is 3 damage.
Oh wait.
That cat did not want to be pet.
Mm-mm.
There we go. Wait. I should have 4. I should be at 3 harm, but it's being all weird, but it's fine. Right?
Also, take an ongoing -1 to do anything physical as your body starts to just like stop responding to you.
Right. You said ongoing -1 to what? Anything
Uh,
physical.
To do anything physical, yeah.
Bet.
So wait, Keith, can you explain this scene real quick and what just happened?
So you, Gideon, were able to knock this this massive shadow catfish back with your LED light wreathed punch, and as it's kind of reeling back from this blow, I believe that Tamiel is on the opposite side of this plaza and just waving their arms around, getting its attention. And as it like kind of swims over and like takes a bite out of Tamiel's shadow, she poofs out of into nothing, and I feel like all of you would kind of recognize a similar poof over the lake, and you would know that that was where she had they had teleported to with this shadow catfish.
Flavor text. Catfish noodling.
It is. It really is. But as it hits the water, this shadow catfish kind of lets go of you, Tamiel, and swims away. The issue now, though, is that you are kind of paralyzed and in the water. What is everyone else doing?
So, like, I still have the bowl of baby fish.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what are they doing at this point?
They are kind of pulling the container towards the lake.
Stop it, Jeannie! Stop it!
I
was resisting. I was resisting.
I give in to my urges.
Okay.
Also, I guess one of the things to call out here, I pulled the LED lights off the bowl because that was like the close thing to me. So I guess I'm curious how that's affecting them remaining in there.
It's not really. The thing is that once the fish were inside this bowl, they were pretty well contained as long as you cover the top of it. So
Okay.
there's no issue there.
Gotcha. Okay. And how far away is the lake?
I can say that everyone can get there, can be there at this moment. You kind of see Tamiel struggling to stay afloat.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna grab Scott, pick him up, and I'm gonna start sprinting towards the lake.
Oh no, you guys can just be at the shore if you'd like to be.
Okay. Okay.
What do you guys do?
I think I grabbed the fishbowl with all the babies in it, and I rip the saran wrap off and chuck it into the lake.
Nice.
Do we see Tamiel not struggling in the water, paralyzed? Is that a noticeable feature of the scene?
Yeah.
Is that a noticeable feature? Like, do we notice?
Then Scott's gonna go swim out and get them because drowning is a bad thing.
Then I think that you are acting under pressure here.
Yeah, that sounds like something I'd do.
Does Scott remember how to swim?
Oh, that's not the issue here.
Doggy paddle.
Literally.
Let's see. 7.
7.
Nice. I'll say you do it. It's about time to wrap up this this little scenario. Yeah, you're able to get to Tamiel. You get an arm around their middle, under their arms, and kind of just like backstroke to the shore. You're able to take the other container holding the rest of the baby fish to the lake and throw that back in. A few people who are swimming around kind of like startle as they're kind of brushed by these weird shadow creatures. But other than that, they don't seem to want to attack anyone else here. And all of you get back to the university.
Wait, hold on real quick. When the people come out of the water, right? The ones that were there doing the crazy polar plunge because jumping into freezing cold water is a little bit out there. Do they have intact shadows?
They do. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. The fish here aren't like they want to get away, basically. The city was too much. They're more of like a country fish, and they're like, I just want to get back home.
Hot child, summer in the city.
And so yeah, you guys did it. There might be a few more expenses on this job than you expected, but the dean is relatively impressed, and she says, "Well, might be moving you up in the ranks soon. Good work today."
Do I get TAs now?
Well, let's not get ahead of ourselves.
I'll be your assistant.
Thank you.
And that's our game for Greater Restoration. How'd you guys like it?
That was a blast.
No.
That was
Super
that was
fun.
a lot of fun.
I'm surprised that you let me do that.
What are you talking about? It's yes and. Yes and.
Cool. It's like, I don't know if this is technically gonna work, but whatever.
I was ready to do more fish punching, but I'm really glad that I didn't. You did the right thing.
We gotta save these creatures, okay? Save the
Yeah.
whales.
You were right, Tamiel. I was wrong in this case. I admit it.
Save the shadow catfish, save the world.
There you go.
It's a delicate ecosystem.
It is apparently.
Keith, I'm
Thank you,
curious.
everyone.
Where did the catfish come from? Why a shadow catfish?
It came from the river. When they dyed the river green, that kind of disrupted the shadow catfish's ecosystem, and so it came ashore and was just like, well, I don't know how to get back. I'm just gonna do what I do as a catfish and just start nibbling.
Splish splash, I was taking a bath. In
Mhm.
classic.
We were at
thank
least able to save a couple people too.
True. Yeah, you
Yeah.
guys just like plaster more shadow onto them. That's fine.
Wax on, wax off.
I can go
Wax
collect
on,
more.
wax off.
I'm like, Lexi, look at this, and I like form the shadow on the side of this person.
Into
Something vulgar.
uh-huh.
The voices are
That's
just
their
like,
shadow now. That's just their shadow now. Congrats.
That's just their shadow now. Like every time they're in the sun, it's
It
yeah.
looks like that.
It
Uh-huh.
looks like
you can,
that.
You can only tell in really, really bright sunlight though. Like it's very nuanced. It's nice.
it's like someone took a thin Sharpie line and drew this shadow on the outside of their.
I hope you're happy with yourself. You ruined this person's life.
I don't even notice. Or like, later Tamiel starts hearing like, oh, I had great grandpappy like had a shadow that was shaped like someone's, and they can go, that was me. That was me.
Back in the
Yeah.
days.
What a chaotic divine. Thank you for watching us play Monster of the Week on Greater Restoration. Also, thank you for contributing to the Trevor Project. I have been your GM and host for tonight, Keith. You can find me on Total Party Chill, where I like to play D&D and other indie games such as this. Let's do a round of sign-outs, and let's go in reverse order this time. Let's start with John.
Hi, thank you for letting me play. This was a lot of fun. I'm still relatively new to TTRPGs in general, but this was a blast, and I appreciate Greater Restoration inviting me, and the Trevor Project is really cool. So if you haven't already hit that donate button, do it now. I would like to plug one other streamer. I don't stream normally, but I would like to plug my partner's stream at Cobalt Gear. Check it out. It's a lot of fun.
He does very good voices.
You'll love to see it.
Let's go to Nate next.
Yeah, thanks so much for running this, Keith, and thanks to everyone for teaching me a new system. This is the first time for me playing Monster of the Week. Super fun. Really enjoy it. Also, Keith is just fantastic at letting you work around in it, so it's really fun. But yeah, thanks, Greater Restoration crew has put so much time and effort into this. I am shocked and blown away with how responsive they've been, how helpful they've been, and how much work they put in all this. So thank you so much. And yes, throw whatever you can at the Trevor Project, an incredibly worthy cause. So any dollar is a helpful dollar. So thanks again for the time. Thanks for hanging out with us, everyone.
And Strike.
Thank you to Keith for running a fantastic game, and to the rest of the players who made this such a joy and a great way to end up the night. I mod all over the place. I run a game on Chaotic Tiefling ATL, and I have to echo everyone else. The Trevor Project is an incredibly amazing charity to support. It goes towards really bettering the lives of a lot of people who could really use it right about now. So if you've got something that you can, go for it. There are some great incentives in there that are worth looking at, but it's a charity well worth supporting regardless.
Nice. Janine.
Yeah, I'm Janine. Still doing the same streams. And yeah, thanks for tuning in. Thanks to Greater Restoration for having us. As usual, you guys put on some great events, and just a reminder to everyone watching that there is another full day of events. We can reach that $3,000 goal for the Trevor Project. We are almost there, and I believe in us. Again, always forgetting that there's always more to say, but yeah, this was tons of fun, Keith. Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, and tomorrow there are going to be like a bunch of really good GMs as well. Celine. Oh, you might be muted.
She is muted.
I am. You know what? I love that mute button. But yeah, okay. So I don't know how many times people can say, thank you, Keith, for running an awesome game. But thank you, Keith, for running an awesome game. I was super stoked that I got to be a part of this, because mental health is a big thing for me, and especially like for the LGBTQ plus community. Like, the Trevor Project is an amazing project. So I was glad I could help fundraise. You can find me on Twitter at Celine. You can find me on my channel here on Twitch at Celine, where I'm a variety streamer. I also mod around kind of places. Looking forward to seeing the games tomorrow. I know there's a vampire game tomorrow night that I'm super stoked to watch. Yeah, no, I'm overwhelmed by how fun the game was. I can't think.
I'm so glad that you guys enjoyed this. Thank you again for being here, and thank you to our dear viewers. I guess we'll see you in the chats tomorrow.